Hi, welcome to episode 7 of the PowerShell Jumpstart Series. In this episode we will be building our first script. The purpose of this script will be to ping multiple machines. Okay, so before we get started with the script, let's create a folder where we will store our script and a file that we will need. So let's go to ctemp and create a folder named MyScript. Within that folder, create a file, a text file named hosts. This will host the list of remote host names or IPs or whatever that we will test connection against. So first one we will do is google.com, then we will do fake server dot fake domain. Then we will do facebook.com, for example. And last we will do the Google DNS server 8.8.4.4. Thank you, Google. Okay. So now that we have that done, we can start scripting. First thing we'll do is get familiar with the pound sign. This will allow you to make comments on your script. This will not show up in the console or on the output either. It's just for your own reference. So we can, for example, type in the name of the script. So let's name this ping machines. And let's start with our first variable. We will create a list of hosts. So we'll get the content from the file we created earlier. So get content. I'm using single quotes, so it takes the path literally, and it doesn't resolve any variables or anything inside. So cmdlet MyScript and hosts.txt. I will also create a variable for the output. We will be using that at the end of the script, but we will leave it here starting right now. So that will be output. So that will be just the directory. And we'll use ctemp MyScript, and I will create a file named results. Let's do it. Let's call it ping results. Ping results.txt. Okay. So now that we have those variables, we can start with the for each loop. So for each item in hosts, so we'll be grabbing, each item within this list, and for each of those, do something. What we will do is an if conditional. So for each of them, if test connection works for this device. Each of them, of course. Let me see. Yeah. So if this connection, let's do count 1, and let's do it quietly, so we get back a Boolean true/false value. Quiet. So if this connection to computer name, whatever is on this list, is true, do something. That something will be a write host and we will write this device is reachable. Too dramatic, let's do it in lower caps. Reachable. I will use the green color so we know right away that it worked. And so if this works, it will write that the device is reachable, else we will write that it's not reachable. We'll do the opposite message. So is not reachable. Let's do it in red. Okay, so we're looking good so far. Let's take this for a ride and see how it looks. So it's telling me that Google is reachable, fake domain. I mean, fake server.fake domain is not reachable, of course. Facebook is, and the Google DNS server is reachable. So we're, having this output to the console. We should take it for a test within PowerShell. So first thing we should do is save this script. We'll save it as ping machines. Stored here in ctemp my script. That's good. Okay, so we'll run it from the actual PowerShell console. So let's first of all change our directory to the location of our script. And let's run the script. That's ping machines.ps1. And it gave me back the results. So we're good so far here. Let's clear the screen on both. Okay, so now what happens when I want to output these results to a text file as well for evidence or for a log? There's more than one way to do this. Just for the sake of simplicity, we will do a write output cmdlet. So write output, and we will tell it here that it's reachable, and just underneath the write host we will do another write output, and we will tell it that that host name is not reachable. Now, next thing I'm going to do is I am going to wrap this within a function, so everything gets, done within the script. Again, there's more than one way to do this, but this is the way we'll do it this time. So function, I will name this ping machines as well. Open curly braces. I'll close the curly braces. Okay, so now that our function is there, we can call it. So we will call this function and output with a pipeline. We'll do an out file cmdlet, and we will use our variable here to output the results. Okay, looks cleaner this way. So I will append whatever contents get there, and I will also do a force. We'll use the force. Okay, so let's see how it looks from here. So we should have the ping results here on ctemp my script, and we do. If I run this again, it will append the results. I'll give it a try from the PowerShell console. So ping machines, so I get the results, and that should be appended on the previous results. Yes, it did. Okay, I'll go ahead and delete this for now. We will just pimp our script a little bit. Let's see. So host, so I will make a comment here and tell it that this is the source list of devices to test connection against. Oh, it's too fancy. Let's just do it ping to ping. Okay. Here I will tell it that results output file location. Function starts here, and for each loop starts here. If conditional for test connection, and here message to console. Here, message to file. Else conditional statement. Message to console and message to file. Okay, here function runs and exports results. Okay, so now my script is commented. I will just add a couple of things just to know that it's running. So write host script is running. I will do that with the foreground color cyan and the background color black. And I will add another message by the very end, so I know the script has finished. And I will just add done. All right, so let's see how it looks now. Script is running, Google, reachable. Okay, it's good. Let's look at our output now. And the ping results are there. And I will run it from PowerShell again. Oops. There you go. So it's working. Again, there are more ways to accomplish this. There are better ways to script this as well, you know, by dot sourcing, commenting, for the format as well of my my text. And you know, the purpose of this was to get you curious and get you started, you know, find your own way of doing things, find what you like, you know, find something that motivates you, and to accomplish your goals as well. For now, that's it. Thank you for watching the series and have a good day.